The Indiana Fever's playoff win should have been a night of triumph. Instead, it exploded into controversy when Sophie Cunningham, sidelined with bulky leg brace, found herself face-to-face with a league security guard who treated her like a criminal. What began as innocent cheering turned into a viral confrontation, leaving fans furious and asking a haunting question. Why was Sophie, of all people, singled out? Cameras captured the bizarre clash in real time. Sophie, clearly injured, clapped and shouted encouragement from the sidelines. Yet, a guard stormed into her space, barking orders as though she were seconds away from chaos. The intensity made no sense. Sophie wasn't breaking rules, wasn't stepping on the court, wasn't starting trouble. Her only offense? Caring about her team. And in that moment, the league's priorities looked petty, hypocritical, and humiliating. Fans immediately erupted. To them, this wasn't just one guard overreacting. It was another example of the WNBA targeting Sophie Cunningham specifically. Known for being outspoken, fiery, and unapologetic, Sophie has never been the league's golden child. Instead of celebrating her passion, officials treated it like a threat. The optics couldn't have been worse. A woman in a leg brace yelled it during a moment of celebration. What made the incident more damning was who stood beside her. Caitlin Clark and Khloe BBY were right there, also cheering from the same spot. Neither was confronted. Only Sophie was targeted. That glaring double standard turned outrage into fury. Fans flooded comment sections, demanding answers. Why Sophie? Why not Caitlin? Why not Khloe? The silence from the league was deafening, and speculation only grew louder. Social media blew up with hashtags like #FreeSophie and #WNBAExposed. Memes mocked the guard as a mall cop, clips replayed endlessly, and fans dragged Commissioner Kathy Engelbert for presiding over what they call the most embarrassing league in sports. The conversation should have been about Indiana's resilience. Instead, it was about Sophie Cunningham being humiliated for cheering. That shift in narrative was devastating for a league desperate to be taken seriously. The comparisons were brutal. Fans pointed out that if Angel Reese or Natasha Cloud had shown the same fire, it would have been praised as leadership. But Sophie? She was scolded, shouted down, and framed as disruptive. The hypocrisy was undeniable. This wasn't about enforcing rules. It was about who the league chooses to elevate and who it chooses to silence. Sophie didn't fit the mold, and for that, she paid the price. Through it all, Sophie handled herself with composure. She didn't lash out, didn't escalate, didn't crumble. Instead, she gave the guard her trademark glare, confusion hardening into defiance. It was the look of a competitor refusing to be intimidated. That silent statement spoke louder than words. "You will not break me." Fans saw it instantly, and their respect for Sophie only grew. She turned humiliation into strength. The irony is painful. Sophie Cunningham is one of the league's most popular players. She trends on social media. Her highlights get clicks, and her name sparks conversation. She brings attention the WNBA desperately needs. Yet, instead of embracing her, the league undermines her. The confrontation was just the latest example. What should have been a marketing dream was turned into a PR nightmare. And fans noticed. Numbers don't lie. Sophie's popularity is undeniable, and her ability to drive engagement makes her invaluable. But time and again, the league treats her as expendable, as though her passion is a liability. That contradiction was laid bare when a playoff victory became secondary to a shouting match with security. Fans were disgusted. Growth, they argued, means nothing if you alienate the very players who draw eyes to your product. Every viral clip deepened the perception that Sophie is unfairly targeted. Fans replayed the moment endlessly, highlighting her leg brace as proof she posed no threat. They contrasted her treatment with Caitlin Clark's. Same spot, same actions, no confrontation. The conclusion was inescapable. This wasn't about rules. It was about Sophie. And once fans saw it, they couldn't unsee it. The league's credibility took another crushing blow. For Sophie supporters, the backlash became a rallying cry. They flooded her social media with messages of love and solidarity. Every post, every hashtag, every replay added fuel to the fire. The more the league tried to diminish her, the stronger her fan base grew. Sophie Cunningham wasn't just surviving controversy, she was thriving in it. Her defiance became a symbol of resilience against a league that seemed determined to undermine her. This incident tapped into a larger pattern fans had been noticing for years. Caitlin Clark, Lexi Hull, and others who don't perfectly align with the league's preferred narratives often find themselves unfairly targeted. Instead of lifting them up, the WNBA drags them down. Sophie's confrontation wasn't just about her. It was about a culture of double standards that fans are no longer willing to accept. The perception problem is impossible to ignore. Casual viewers drawn in by Caitlin Clark's stardom don't see professionalism when they watch these clips. They see pettiness. They see a league obsessed with control instead of growth. Every viral scandal chips away at credibility. And for a sport still fighting for mainstream respect, that's catastrophic. The Sophie incident wasn't just another mistake. It was a warning sign. Some fans went so far as to call for Commissioner Engelbert's resignation. Their argument was simple. When your league's biggest headlines are about off-court drama, you failed. Growth doesn't come from humiliating players. It comes from showcasing the game. But time and again, the WNBA makes itself the story for all the wrong reasons. Sophie Cunningham's mistreatment became the latest chapter in a pattern of self-sabotage. And yet, out of the chaos, Sophie emerged stronger. Her silence, her composure, her glare, all of it resonated. She didn't need to scream. She didn't need to post. She let the world see her strength without saying a word. Fans rallied around that strength, turning her into a symbol of defiance. What was meant to embarrass her instead elevated her, making her more popular than ever. The league, however, was left with the wreckage. What should have been a night of celebration became another PR disaster. Instead of headlines about Lexi Hull's heroics or Leah Boston's dominance, the story was about a security guard barking at Sophie Cunningham. That choice wasn't just embarrassing, it was destructive. And for a league trying to build momentum, it was yet another self-inflicted wound. The fallout lingers. Fans haven't forgotten. Clips of the confrontation still circulate. Hashtags still resurface. And Sophie's glare remains etched in memory. The WNBA can try to spin it, but the truth is unavoidable. They turn a moment of pure joy into humiliation. They treated one of their most popular players like a threat. And in doing so, they expose their own insecurities to the entire world. So now, fans are left with a sobering question. What does this mean for the future? Can the WNBA grow if it keeps sabotaging itself? Can it win over casual fans if every big moment devolves into controversy? Or will the league's obsession with control drive people away for good? Sophie Cunningham's confrontation isn't just a headline. It's a symbol of the crossroads this league now faces. Indiana's playoff win should have been a turning point, proof of resilience and growth. Instead, it became the night Sophie Cunningham was unfairly targeted, the night a guard's aggression overshadowed a team's triumph. The league had a choice: celebrate its players or undermine them. It chose wrong. And until that changes, fans will keep asking the same question. Why Sophie and why now? The truth is simple. Sophie Cunningham didn't lose that night. The WNBA did.